Good morning. So today I am going to teach you breathing in animals. So far whatever we have discussed, that was with respect to the human respiratory system, and you know that human respiratory system is very advanced. Same respiratory system may not exist with other animals. So especially in our 7th class science syllabus, they have given breathing in insects, and with a particular example, that is cockroach, they have given. Then next one, they have given breathing in earthworm and breathing in fishes. So just try to understand. First I will teach you breathing in insects. So just try to understand insects. There are so many insects you might have seen, especially in the rainy season. There is a lot of breeding of insects, and so many insects are present in our surrounding. So just see insect, if you see carefully. So in the insect there is a one spiracles. What is this one? Spiracles. What is this spiracles? Spiracles are small opening. What is this one? Small opening which is found in their body. And now in the insects only there is a trachea. What is this one? Trachea. Trachea. So what are the trachea? They are air tubes. What is this one? Air tubes. So just try to understand, spiracles, they are the small opening, and through that small opening air goes inside their body and it reaches to the trachea. Trachea is series of air tubes. Here you can write here, series of air tubes, and around these air tubes blood vessels are there. So when air rushes inside the air tubes, air sacs, what is there? Diffusion is there. So air, especially oxygen, diffused into those blood vessels, and those blood vessels carry blood, and process of diffusion, oxygen will go to their blood and it circulate in their entire body. In this way their all cells are getting the oxygen. So in a nutshell, what we can say, insects, that is cockroach, basically two important organs are there. One is the spiracles, second one is the trachea. Spiracles work is to receive the air, and trachea work is to hold the air for some period of time, so that the air, especially oxygen, diffuse into blood vessels which are carrying the blood. And now through diffusion, this oxygen will reach to their blood and it will circulate to their body. So for better understanding of breathing in insects, we'll see one video. Then you will come to know how actually breathing is taking place in the insects, that is cockroach.
Most phyla invertebrates lack specialized respiratory organs, but they have developed means for the exchange of gases by the process of diffusion. In annelids like earthworm, oxygen and carbon dioxide are able to diffuse across cutaneous surface. This process of exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide across the skin is called cutaneous respiration. To facilitate cutaneous respiration, the skin of the earthworm is moist and slimy due to the secretion of mucus. During breathing, oxygen diffuses across the body surface and enters blood capillaries that lie just below the skin. Blood carries the oxygen to the body cells. There, in return, it picks up carbon dioxide and transports it to the skin capillaries, from where it diffuses out of the body. Unlike earthworm, insects like cockroaches have a hard and impervious exoskeleton. They do not have single respiratory organ. Instead, the respiratory system of insects like cockroach consists of small, branched cuticle-lined air ducts called tracheae. These tracheae form the tracheal system in the body that carries oxygen from air to all the parts of an insect's body and allows the diffusion of gases into the tissues. The air enters the trachea by specialized opening present in the exoskeleton. These openings are called spiracles. These spiracles can be opened or closed by pores. Spiracles and tracheae constitute the respiratory system of cockroaches. During the process of respiration, the oxygen-rich air rushes into the tracheal tubes through the spiracles. These tracheae are further branched into small tracheoles. The tracheoles are the series of tubes that transport gases throughout the body. Oxygen diffuses into the body tissues from the tracheoles and finally gets absorbed by all the cells of the body. And in return, carbon dioxide that is produced as a byproduct from the cells is released by the cells of the body. The carbon dioxide from the tissues diffuses into the tracheal tubes and finally goes out through the spiracles. Thus, invertebrates like annelids and arthropods display a wide variety of respiratory organs, including the epithelium and tracheae. These adaptations also bring the external environment close to the internal fluid, which usually circulates throughout the body.
So dear cadets, you might have understood the process of breathing in cockroach, and in the same video the breathing process of earthworm is also given. Just try to understand. In the video they have used two words, you may be confused, that is annelids and arthropods. So try to understand, these are the phylums. In the higher class you will study different animals are divided into different phylums. Correct or not? Like we are the vertebrates, some are invertebrates. Vertebrates means which are having vertebra, backbone. Okay, they are the vertebrates. Which don't have those vertebra, they are known as invertebrates. So just try to understand. In the earthworm, listen here carefully. When earthworm slices, then what is happening? Some ring is formed. Those rings are known as annulus. What is this one? Annulus. Okay. And try to understand, the skin of earthworm is always moist. Okay. So what is the respiratory organ of earthworm? The respiratory organ of earthworm is moist skin. What is this one? Moist skin. And just try to understand, just below their skin, what is there? Blood capillaries are there, where blood is supplied. So try to understand, their moist skin come into contact of atmosphere and they receive the air, including oxygen. And through diffusion, what is there? That oxygen diffused into the blood vessels. And that blood vessels is responsible for circulating this oxygen throughout their body. So such type of respiration is known as cutaneous respiration. Means respiration through moist skin. Respiration through moist skin. Always remember, if skin is not moist, respiration will not occur and earthworm will die. That is why during rainy season only they come out on the surface of earth. Otherwise they will be in the hibernation stage only. They will be inside the earth. This is the only reason, because in rainy season what is there? Temperature is less and always rain is there. So their skin will be moist and they will feel comfortable. And other important thing is, earthworm is known as friends of farmer. Why? Because inside the earth, what is there? Nutrients are there. Fertilizers, have you heard or not? Yes, I only taught you heard. So nutrients which are present inside the earth, they dig and bring that one on the surface. And just see, when you are sowing the seed, you are sowing at the surface only. So what is there? They are responsible for increasing the fertility of the soil. This is the only reason that some of the farmhouses, before sowing the seed, they spread, or they, what to say, they grow the earthworm first. Because when earthworm is there, they will bring the nutrients which are hidden in the earth on surface, so that the fertility of the soil increases. That is why earthworm is known as friend of farmers. So you understood, I am hoping, the breathing in earthworm. In the video also you have seen. The last one is breathing in, that is the C number, breathing in fishes. Breathing in fishes. So try to understand, fishes are aquatic animal. What is that one? They are aquatic animal. And see, they are using the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. So try to understand, if you see carefully, near the neck there is one organ of fish that is known as gills. What is this one? Gills. So try to understand, in water near about 5% of oxygen is dissolved, and near this gills. So what is the gills here? Respiratory organ of fishes. Respiratory organ of fishes. Through the gills, water will go inside, and in that water near about 5% oxygen is dissolved. So around the gills there are so many blood vessels, blood capillaries, and their blood is flowing. So what is there? Now because of the diffusion, oxygen will diffuse into the blood vessels, and same oxygen will be circulated throughout the body of the fishes. So now fish will get the sufficient oxygen. Always remember, as compared to human being, they require less number of oxygen, less amount of oxygen. That is why their activity is not as versatile as human activity is there. We can make supercomputer, we can make the missile, we can ride the elephants, because our brain is very broad, and for the broad functioning of brain we require more amount of oxygen. That is why our respiratory system is well advanced, while those animals, they are the small creatures, their work is not so versatile as the work of human being is there on this planet or universe. That is why they require less amount of oxygen, and their body is so adjusted that this amount of oxygen is sufficient for their body functioning. So in this way, the respiration in or breathing in fishes is also over. Let us see one video for better understanding of breathing in fishes.
Gills, as shown in the figure, help them to use the dissolved oxygen for respiration. They are well supplied with blood capillaries to facilitate the exchange of gases. Watch the following animation to better understand.
Fish are aquatic animals. Water contains oxygen dissolved in it. Depending on temperature and other factors, the level of dissolved oxygen in water is about 4 to 15 milligrams per liter. Fish extract this dissolved oxygen from the surrounding water by a process called aquatic respiration. Fish have specialized structures called gills to carry out exchange of gases with water. The gills are located on either side of the head of fish, behind the mouth cavity. In bony fish, the gills are covered by a hard, bony flap called the operculum. It is also known as gill cover. In cartilaginous fish, the operculum is lacking. and the individual openings to gills are called gill slits. During the process of exchange of gases, a fish first gulps water through its mouth. At the time of the intake of water, the mouth opens while the operculum remains closed. The fish then closes its mouth and opens the operculum to force the water out through the gills. The color of the gills is dark red or brown red because of the presence of a large number of blood capillaries in it. These capillaries come in close contact with the current of water crossing the gills. Blood absorbs the dissolved oxygen from the water by diffusion. The unique structure of the gills ensures that they absorb most of the oxygen dissolved in the water that is passing between them. Simultaneously, carbon dioxide from the blood diffuses out of the gill capillaries into the water. The water containing carbon dioxide is expelled through the open operculum. Besides being the respiratory organs, the gills also play an important role in maintaining the balance of salts in fish. Fishes like bluegill, seahorse, lionfish, Atlantic cod possess the hard cover of operculum. The best example of a fish having no operculum is shark. All the species of shark lack operculum and have only gill slits.
So dear cadets, just here the summary of respiratory organs of all kinds of animals. Organism, lower vertebrates. Lower vertebrates means vertebrates is there, but it is not in well advanced phase. So simply what is their mode of respiration? Simple diffusion. Earthworm respiratory or mode of respiration is moist cuticle, means skin. Cuticle means skin. Insects, tracheal system. Trachea is there or not? I told you what is the meaning of trachea. They are the tubes, air tubes. Next one is aquatic organism, gills, and terrestrial organism. Terrestrial organism, we are also terrestrial organism. There are so many terrestrial organism. Cow, buffalo, rabbit, all are terrestrial, which live on land. They are known as terrestrial organism. Their respiratory organ is lungs. In this way, almost all sorts of animal we have covered in terms of their mode of respiration. Now let us see the breathing in plants. So dear cadets, as far as the respiration in plants is concerned, I will complete tomorrow. So today, how many things I taught? Basically, I have covered the breathing process in the insects, in earthworm and fishes. And with the help of videos, I hope that you can understand in better ways. Now, this is the time to check your knowledge. So today, whatever things I have completed, from that only I am asking sub question. What is this one? What is spiracles? What is trachea? What are trachea? Right. And here also what are spiracles? Write the respiratory organ of human, cockroach, earthworm and fish. So these are one word answer. Very easily you can write. And here also just one line definition is there. And these things I have completed while teaching you what is the respiratory, means how the respiration is occurring in the cockroach or insects. So in this way, today's duration is over. Thank you.